Word up, everybody. Welcome to Word of the Day with Comedians. I am your host, Deader Dennis Maller, and joining me on the program today is comedian, improviser, and club owner, Chris Trew. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Dead Air, good to see you. I've been hearing you on Clubhouse, but it's good to see your sweet face.
Yes, it's good. We've been finally facially reunited since the pandemic started.
Yeah, facially reunited. It's like, man, I haven't seen you on a Zoom call in a year and a half. Because we got tired of Zoom calls and we started doing Clubhouse rooms. But now it's good to see you again.
Likewise.
It's like all technology is just going backwards.
So our word of the day today is hew. And hew is commonly used in the phrase to hew, meaning to conform or to adhere to something. The word also means to give shape to, with, or as with an axe. Both hewed and hewn are used as past particles. So this is a verb, which is always fun for me to figure out if a word is a verb or adjective, because I went to 6 years in community college and didn't graduate, and I still don't know the difference between those things.
Look, I've got your back on that. You know, if we're ever in a social situation where you need someone to pretend like they know what it is, then I will step in front of that bullet for you, Dennis. I got you.
If I say the definition wrong, you'll just like, yes, no, he's correct. I got him. No, I co-sign that.
Next topic of conversation, please. Let's move on from this. You know, that's what I would say in that moment.
I do like in the definition here, they say to give shape to, or as if with an axe. So apparently I've been hewing logs for the fireplace this whole time?
Yeah, that is, I feel like I have never once in my life heard someone use hew in an interesting, like in a thoughtful way. And I'm looking forward to changing that about myself after we finish recording this episode. Because it's like, is the implication here that, Dennis, when you're editing this episode, are you hewing, you know, our audio tracks?
You have successfully used a great example of what this word means. Yes. Apparently, when you're editing something, you're hewing it, because all I know of hew is it refers to the shades of colors.
Yeah, and also I have to be very, very honest and transparent with everyone here. When I hear the word Hugh, I think of every human man I've ever known with the name Hugh, as in Hugh. And if you see the name Hugh spelled out, you only think of the word huge, which is Huge. Because these words are all so similar, but also so far apart, because the only Hugh I've ever known was rail thin. Dennis, you got me twisted.
The only Hugh I knew of is Hugh Grant, and I think I went to school with a kid whose last name was Hugh, which is also very confusing, because if Hugh Grant married into his family and took his wife's last name, and they had a kid, and they named it after the father, he would be Hugh.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So if that were to ever happen, we would need to hew that love from happening. Does that work?
I think we're going to stop that shotgun wedding with an axe.
We're going to chop that love in half. The Hugh that I know was the president of the New Orleans Hornets, which was the NBA team in New Orleans before they rebranded to the Pelicans. His name was Hugh Weber. He was a really good dude, and you know, I think even non-sports fans can appreciate this. This was after Hurricane Katrina, when the ticket sales for basketball games here were garbage, and they did this thing where they literally went into people's homes to sell season tickets, like the people who, I mean, they didn't go door to door, but they threw parties in people's homes.
That's a good idea.
So like the people who work for the team and sometimes players would show up in people's houses and just be like, y'all come down to the Hive, come buy some season tickets. That was such an insane idea, but it really, I thought it was really sweet. So shout out to Hugh Weber.
Oh, that is an awesome idea. A radio station I work for, we did that 2 or 3 times. Like, they would have a promotion with a band coming into town, and they would have the band come in a day early, go to someone's house and play in their backyard, and then the next night they're playing, you know, the giant, 930 Club or the big arena at the college, George Mason University or something like that.
It's like the bands are like, while we're here, it's tradition. We all take showers and take a nap. It's like, wait a minute, this band, this is not a radio promotion. This band doesn't have a home.
Oh, this isn't a promotion. They're just homeless. What is going on? I got bamboozled. And now that brings us to our fun fact of the day on the word hew. And today's fun fact is brought to you by Merriam-Webster, who is not a sponsor yet. Please, Merriam, sponsor me. John Merriam, Frank Webster. I don't know what your names are, but please, somebody sponsor me. Snapples are not free, and I keep drinking them because it's good tasting tea. Also not a sponsor. Hey, Snapple, shout out. And the fun fact, did you know the word hew is hew refers to sharpening something with a tool, such as an axe. But what does that have to do with conforming or adhering to something? Well, that use of the word was influenced by the phrase to hew to the line. The line is the mark along the length of a log indicating where to chop in order to shape a beam.
Wow.
Hewing to the line literally is cutting along the mark and adhering to it until the shade of the log is squared.
Okay, there's a lot more to this word than I ever thought. And I guess all words may be able to, to say that. But I just feel like hew, I'm looking at hew across the bar, and I'm like, hew seems fine. And when I get Hugh to just open their mouth for 1 second, it's like Hugh has a lot to say. There's a lot going on with such a tiny word here, Dennis.
Big definitions come in short letters, HEW.
Yeah, I do think the best thing it has going for it is the axe part, but the axe part of the definition feels like it was just thrown in there. But that's the coolest part, that like using an axe to hew something, but you don't have to use an axe to hew something. Okay, this is rough. This is really like taking my brain. This is like squeezing my brain in weird places right now.
All right, and that brings us now to the point of the show where we are going to create a sentence using the word hew in context. And of course, every good sentence has a subject. It is about somebody, and I think we've already picked who our subject is. It is going to be a man named Hugh. So Hugh hewed something. So let's figure out what Hugh could be hewing in this sentence.
Okay, can Hugh be hewing his chores? Like Hugh hewed his chore list so his mom wouldn't hew his allowance.
All right, everybody, we have officially picked our word of the day. We have defined it, and we have created a sentence using it in context. And to present all that for you is my guest, Chris Trew.
All right, everybody, today's word is hew. Hew. And here is the definition. Now, hang on to this one because hang on to the words here. It's a little whiny and confusing. It's not our fault. We blame Webster. Okay, hew is commonly used in the phrase to hew to, meaning, quote, to conform to or adhere to something, end quotes. I'm super confused. The word also means, okay, now the word means more than one thing, which is just, that's difficult. This word needs to niche down. I digress. The word also means to, quote, give shape to with or as if with an axe, end quote. The axe is the most badass part of this definition. You needs to put more units of energy and effort into the axe part. But okay, final sentence of the definition. Both hewed and hewn are used as past participles. That is just an unnecessary thing to add to this definition, in my opinion. It made it way more confusing. But, Dennis, we do have a sentence here. Hugh had to hew his huge list of chores, which included decreasing the hue of the toilet seat because last time he forgot his mother hewed his allowance.
Excellent. I love it. All right, everybody, we have officially expanded our vocabulary by one more word today. And of course, if you use hew, hewed, or hewn in sentence, whether it's in context or not, I want to hear all about that. So make sure you tell me all about that in the chat below. And I want to thank you all for watching today. And thank you to my guest, Chris, for helping us create this sentence. Please tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, easiest way to find me is my first and last name in all social media platforms, Chris Trew. That's Trew, Trew. Twitter, Instagram, all that. And And if you're ever in the New Orleans area, let me know. I would love you to come see a show at the brand new Comedy House New Orleans, where I'm booking the shows, stand up club, some improv, some sketched up, but primarily a stand up venue that just opened last year here in New Orleans. And yeah, and I'm pulling for everyone out there. Keep up the good work, y'all.
All right, everybody, you can find links to all of that in the description. Thank you, Chris, for joining me, and thank you, everyone, for watching, and word up.